lower testosterone, less motivation, reduced energy in the gym, and impaired recovery. Those are just some of the impacts of alcohol on your muscle building. Increasing caloric intake, spike in cravings, increased belly fat storage. Those are just some of the impacts of alcohol on fat loss. And we haven't even mentioned the impact on your physical and mental health. Alcohol causes at least 10,000 deaths a year in the UK and over 3 million deaths worldwide. But unless you've been living under a rock or you're a complete idiot, you already knew that alcohol was bad for you. So in this video, I'm going to go over how I actually overcame my alcohol addiction. My alcoholism happened over 2 9-month spells, one in my first year of university and one in my first year of working. So let's start from when I was very young. I always said to myself, I'll never drink alcohol. I was put in student accommodation, and in my student accommodation, I think it was 9 floors with 20 people per floor, so around 200 people in the entire accommodation. And I was handed my first piece of alcohol. I thought that before coming in that I'd never touch alcohol, but I kind of wanted to just fit in, just so I didn't feel socially awkward and to kind of calm my nerves down. And you can say it worked. Actually, people tell me that I came across as very confident in my first day of university, despite struggling with confidence my whole life beforehand. And then we went out for to my first ever, you could say, party or club. I didn't want to feel left out, and I wanted to make friends, so I just went along. And throughout my first year of university, I was drinking twice a week, getting semi-drunk. This period of regular alcohol consumption continued throughout my first year of uni, except for during Christmas or holidays when we took time off. And I went all the way till March when, you know what happened? Lockdown. Lockdown gave me a lot of time to think, and after lockdown I decided I'm not going to drink anymore. It's pointless. I'm just kind of conforming to everyone else, and that I was straying away from who I really was. Even though I kind of made friends with people who assumed I drink now because I was doing it throughout first year. In my third year of uni, when things fully reopened, I just decided I wasn't going to drink. Then I graduated university at the end of the year. I went straight into work. I work in finance, and maybe if any of you work in finance, you'll know that it is very common to have drinks after work. Not even just in finance, in the corporate world in general. For me to fit in, for me to avoid social awkwardness, I played drinking on average once every 2 weeks. But then I think the tipping point for me stopping drinking again was actually, I remember we had like a work social event, a work Christmas party, and I had like 6 shots on that day. And I came home thinking, why am I doing this? Am I really going to be doing this for the rest of my life? Just drinking when I don't really like it, just so I can fit in. And then I decided again, fuck these guys, I'm not going to drink. Since that Christmas party, which was at the back end of 2023, I drank 3 times in 2024, twice with my girlfriend and once at New Year's Eve. I've drank once in 2025 so far, which again was a cocktail with my girlfriend. Some of you may say that I haven't completely quit, which is fair enough. But I do want to note that I'm doing so on my own volition this time. That's why I consider myself as having quit, as I'm no longer dependent on it for social situations. Now let's talk about how I actually quit. And if you're trying to quit something, the best thing you can do is read Atomic Habits. And that's what I read around that time. The thing I did was, I didn't just say, I'm trying to quit drinking or I'm stopping drinking now. I simply said, I don't drink. Even when I was drinking, I wasn't the biggest drinker. I was probably one of the lighter drinkers still. And I was always someone that drank here and there. But then I changed my identity to, I don't drink. And now, every time someone asks me, do I want to have a drink or why am I not drinking? I simply say, I don't drink, not I drink here and there. This identity shift is key for you to quitting drinking. And you have to really believe it as well. You can't just say it. You have to really believe it in your heart, I don't drink. And it really goes for any negative behaviors to try and quit. Another thing which will help is actually gradually reducing over time. Even in that year where I was drinking semi-regularly at work, over the year, I was drinking slightly less and less over time gradually. At first, it was every single work social. So it was like literally every week or every 2 weeks I was drinking. But then it became to 1 every 2 work socials. And then over time, reduced over time. So people are more ready for you to stop drinking. And if you have a dependency on alcohol, it also helps with withdrawal symptoms. Another thing that helps is being smart with your drink choices. What I do sometimes is I'll get like a Coke or like Diet Coke and say to people it's vodka and Coke so that they don't ask questions. I hardly do that. Most of the time I just say I don't drink, but sometimes if it's with people I don't know, I'll just say it's vodka and Coke even though it's just Diet Coke. You can also get light beer. I think it still has quite a lot of calories. Or you could just drink something like water and tell people you're drinking water, because just the act of you holding a cup is better than you just standing there with nothing. Quick interjection, I've just made an alcohol guide for those of you that are trying to reduce alcohol consumption or struggling to reduce it. Click the link in the description, I'll give you access to it. You may also find initially that some people ask why you're not drinking, especially if you were drinking a lot in the past and then all of a sudden you stopped. I've also got a list of excuses which I've used in the past, which helped me get out of the people asking me, why are you not drinking? Number one, the best one I use is I don't drink, but some people don't accept that. Another thing you could do is say, I can't drink for personal reasons, whether it's religious beliefs or, I don't know, you have to drive. But if you say, I can't drink for personal reasons, no one's really going to question you unless they're bloody crazy. If you're into the gym or you're like trying to lose weight or something or improve your health, if you say to people, I'm on a transformation journey or I'm trying to clean up my health, people should be considerate of that too. They'll probably be understanding. So when I was drinking, I was already, you could say, in shape, so I couldn't use that myself. But maybe that's something you could use if you are just getting started in your fitness journey. I can't drink because I'm doing something later or I'm doing something tomorrow is also another good one. But that one you can't use all the time because you can't always have something you're doing tomorrow or later. It's important to be assertive and say, I don't drink. Don't say it in like a half-hearted voice. Now, I know for me it's a bit easier because I am quite muscular, I am quite tall, so if I say something, people aren't going to really question me. Even if you're kind of, say, new to the gym, you're maybe a bit skinny, you don't have the confidence, you haven't built confidence in yourself yet, make sure to say it in an assertive voice. And then over time, once you continue not to drink and it becomes part of who you are, people will question you less and less and less. And then eventually you get to a point now where I'm at where when you don't drink, people don't even ask anything. And how has not drinking affected my life? Well, I would say that as I wasn't physically impacted by alcohol personally, I'm sure there was the occasional session which was impacted, but even that was probably limited because I am still young, so you can probably still drink and it doesn't really impact your session. There were times where I would drink at university, get to bed at like 5 a.m. and I'll go to the gym the next day, so that wasn't really an issue for me. I would say I have had to deal with being in social situations without drinking, which is a bit of a challenge to be fair. Sometimes when I'm at like a work social, for example, I do feel a bit like awkward. That's something I'm happy to deal with as I don't really attend these social events that often anyway. But if that's something that you attend very often and with your friends who like to drink, that's something you may have to keep in mind, and will have to train yourself to be able to deal with these events without drinking. Although I would say I do have a friend who doesn't drink. He can't drink for religious reasons, and he's able to enjoy these social occasions fine, as in he's very sociable. He's talked to girls, anyone, fine, without drinking. But for me, I know that I just feel very awkward at these events, and that's fine because I know I don't attend these often. As I said earlier, people no longer ask me why I'm not drinking, but when I just started this thing of not drinking, it was very, very annoying because people always refer back to a time where I did used to drink. But yeah, as I said, these do go away. I would say maybe some people may not like you as much, but you don't want to be with these people anyway. Obviously, I don't actually know if people don't like me as much. They're not going to say. But maybe some people may pull away from you, especially those that like drinking. But some people may actually follow your lead too. It's becoming way more popular not to drink anymore, especially among Gen Z. And many people my age and below have never drank in their life, which is a good thing. But there are still people my age and below that do drink and will drink regardless of what you do. And these people may kind of turn their backs on you. And you need to be prepared to accept that if you are going to quit drinking. That's really it for this video. As I said, some of you may not consider it alcoholism, but I consider alcoholism because I depended on it to get through those situations, and dependence on alcohol is part of the definition of alcoholism. If that means that 90% of the UK population is alcoholic, then yes, 90% of the UK population is alcoholic, or however many people drink. It's probably way less than that. But hope you enjoyed that video. Feel free to leave a like if you found it useful and enjoyable. And while subscribe for more fitness content, I do understand for some of you I was probably rambling a lot. I'm not the best at speaking, to be honest, but I do try my best, and hopefully you were able to still get value and follow along what I was saying. Feel free to leave a like on the video if you found it useful, and subscribe for more fitness content. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. I'll put the link in the description. Why not give me a follow on there? And yeah, I've also ordered a new camera actually, as in a proper camera. So hopefully high quality footage will be coming to the channel. At least I hope so. I hope I'm able to use it properly. And yeah, have a great day, and make sure not to drink alcohol.